Sweet children, each of you should ask yourself, have I become a conqueror of my physical senses? The sign of that is, do your thoughts and feelings get triggered, stimulated from the environment? Or do you choose, regardless of what's going on in the environment, you choose your thoughts and feelings? Do any of my physical senses deceive me? Deceive you into leaving soul consciousness, forgetting the law of karma, forgetting Baba's Srimats, blind you to the truth? Question, what should each of you children promise yourself in order to become karmatit?
Never become deceived.
Okay, by
Physical senses.
promise yourself that none of your physical senses will ever make mischief. I have to control my physical senses. I definitely have to put into practice all the directions that Baba has given. So even tiredness, heaviness, lack of concentration, attention is coming from feelings, memories of the past. It could be guilt, could be burden, desire. Baba says, sweet children, if you want to become karmatit, don't perform sinful actions through any of your physical senses. You want to become karmatit, don't perform sinful actions through any of your physical senses. Maya is very
Is he
Clever.
powerful?
Clever.
Powerful.
Powerful. Maya is very powerful. Should Baba be telling us that? Won't we lose our courage and get disheartened?
Mm.
Don't you want Baba to say, no, you're more powerful. Maya's weak.
He's warning us.
Maya is very powerful. The eyes are very deceitful. This is why you must take care of yourself. The number one sense organs that deceives you is your eyes. What you see is not all gold. Om Shanti. Children, are you sitting here in soul consciousness? Ask yourself this. Each of you has to ask yourself everything. And everything is, the Father shows you the way. Ask yourself, are you sitting in soul consciousness? Am I remembering the Father? That's at the foundation of everything, your consciousness. This is your spiritual army. In other armies, it is only young ones who enroll. In this army, there are young ones who are only 14 or 15 years old, and even old ones who are 90 years old, as well as infants. This is the army to conquer Maya. Each of you has to conquer Maya and claim your unlimited inheritance from the Father, because Maya is very powerful. You children can understand for yourselves that Maya is very powerful. Each of the physical senses causes a lot of deception. So if you haven't understood for yourself how powerful Maya is, then Baba's telling you because you need to be reminded. And if you do already know, then you should know that you shouldn't be scared of powerful Maya. Each of the physical senses causes a lot of deception. Which physical senses deceive you the most? It is the eyes that deceive you the most. Even though someone may have a wife of his own, when he sees another beautiful woman, he is very quickly attracted to her. His eyes deceive him so much that his heart wants to touch her. Not quite. His eyes deceive him so much that in his heart he wants to touch her. It's been explained to you, children, that your intellects must always understand that you Brahma Kumars and Kumaris are brothers and sisters. Maya deceives you a great deal in a very incognito way. This is why you should also write in your chart which of the physical senses deceived you throughout the day. The eyes are the worst enemy. That's the number one. sense organ that Brahmins have trouble controlling. Because it takes more concentration to do that. Therefore, you should write that you saw so and so. Your eyes were drawn there, and your eyes were drawn there. There's the example of
Surdas.
Surdas. There's the example of Surdas, someone who blinded himself, plucked out his eyes because his eyes deceived him. So he blinded himself. When you check yourself, you'll find that your eyes deceive you the most. Sometimes a man leaves his own wife and becomes besotted with another beautiful woman. If someone is a very good singer and has put on beautiful makeup, his eyes very quickly cause mischief. Well, both his eyes and his ears. They've got a melodious voice, a really good voice. There's so many like that. They're very attractive and they have really amazing voices and they become stars. This is why Baba says these eyes deceive you a lot. Although you may be doing service, your eyes deceive you a lot. You're out there and your eyes keep wandering. You have to be very cautious of this enemy. Otherwise, it is understood that you're destroying your own status. Sensible children should note down in their diaries, when I saw so-and-so, my vision was drawn to that one. In that case, what should you do? You should punish yourself. Yeah, if you've tried and tried and tried and what happened, then you got to use gross methods, right? On the path of devotion too, if their intellects wander in, that's what they did in Christianity, right? So you don't want to be gross like Christians. You should be able to do it from love, realization, understanding. But some people, they're really enslaved to their sense organs. So on the path of devotion too, if their intellects wander in other directions while they're praying, they pinch themselves. When such a woman comes in front of you, you should
Turn your face away.
You should move away. You shouldn't just stand there watching her. The eyes cause a lot of deception, and this is why sannyasis sit in meditation with their eyes closed. The men sit at the front, and they make all the women sit at the rear, at the back. Sometimes they make them stand behind screens that no sannyasi's eyes should. So they think that's not sinning. Of course, that's just telling you that their eyes are not under their control. There are some sannyasis who don't even look at women at all. You shouldn't have to make a lot of effort. It's not a small thing to claim the fortune of the kingdom of the world. Those people would probably collect 10, 12, 20,000, or 1 or 200,000, or even 1,000,000. However, everything is now to be destroyed. You children receive the imperishable inheritance. You attain everything. There's nothing to attain for which you would have to beat your head. There is a difference of day and night between the end of this iron age and the beginning of that golden age. There is nothing here, nothing that should attract your eyes has any value here. This is now your most elevated confluence stage. You must definitely write the term most elevated. It didn't take God long to change humans into deities. You have now become Brahmins. People are in complete darkness. There are many who won't be able to see heaven. They will never see heaven, never go to heaven. The Father says, children, your religion is one that gives a lot of happiness. People don't understand anything. Even the people of Bard have forgotten what heaven was. Christians speak of the existence of heaven. Lakshmi Narayan are called a god and a goddess. Therefore, it would definitely be only God who would make them that, capital G God. The Father explains, you have to make a lot of effort. Look at your charts every day. That's part of making a lot of effort. Keep a chart. Which physical senses deceive me today? Oh, you'd call it in modern language, you'd call it a journal. Even the mouth deceives a great deal. In the early days, Baba used to hold a court, which everyone would confess the mistakes they had made. I secretly took something and ate it. Even some daughters from very good homes would admit this. Maya attacks you in this way. To eat something secretly is stealing. That too from Shiv Baba's yagya, exclamation mark. Stealing from God. That is very bad. Someone who steals even a straw is the same as someone who steals
100 million.
100,000. Well, according to inflation, maybe 100 million now. Maya comes, catches hold of you by your nose. This is a very bad habit. What would you become if you have bad habits and you left them unchecked? What would you become? It's not a big thing to go to heaven, but there are different levels of status there. There's so much difference between kings and subjects. The physical senses deceive you a great deal, so there must be a big difference between kings and subjects in the confluence age. You should be cautious of them. If you want to claim a high status, you have to follow the Father's directions fully. The Father gives directions, and Maya comes in between and creates obstacles. Obstacles. The Father says, don't forget. Otherwise, there'll be a great repentance at the end. You will then also have visions of failing. You now say that you will change from ordinary humans into Narayan, but you must check yourself and also write your charts. There are many who hardly understand this or put it into practice. However, Baba says you will progress a lot by doing this, keeping your chart. You should write your chart for the whole day. One's eyes deceive one a lot. When someone sees another, he will think that she is very nice, and he will then talk to her. Baba says, then his heart's desire would be to give her a gift or to give her tasty things to eat, like a box of chocolates. He would be constantly thinking about her. You children understand that this requires a lot of effort. The physical senses deceive you a lot because this is the kingdom of Ravan. The Father says there's nothing to worry about there because the kingdom of Ravan does not exist there. There's nothing to worry about at all. If there were worries there too, what would then be the difference between heaven and hell? You children are studying with God in order to attain a very high status. The Father explains, Maya makes you defame me. You defamed me, and I came and uplifted you. Children, if you have impure vision, you will cause yourself a loss. The destination is very high. This is why Baba says, look at your own chart. Did I perform any sinful actions? Did I deceive anyone? You now have to become conquerors of sinful actions. No one apart from you children knows about the era of the age of the conquerors of sinful action. The Father explains that it is now 5,000 years since the era, the age of the conquerors of sinful action. Then, when they perform sinful actions, they go on to the path of sin. There are the terms action, neutral action, and sinful action. The actions people perform in the kingdom of Maya are sinful. So any body conscious action, of which sex is definitely body conscious, are sinful. There are no vices in the golden age. There are no sins committed there. Only you know these things because each of you receives the third eye of this knowledge. You become the ones with the third eye. It is the Father who makes you Trikaldarshi, the seer of the three aspects of time, and Trinitri, the one with the third eye. Because you have become theists, those who have belief, faith in God, you have also become Trikaldarshi. You have the secrets of the whole drama in your intellect. Because you recognize Baba, you're a theist. Because you're a theist, you became Trikaldarshi. There is the incorporeal world, the subtle region, the corporeal world, and the cycle of 84 births, and how the founders of our religions come. They cannot grant you salvation. Christ, Muhammad, Buddha, none of them can grant you salvation. They cannot even be called gurus. Only the one Father is the bestower of salvation for all. Everyone is now to receive salvation. Those people are founders of religions. They are not gurus. And even gurus aren't gurus because gurus are the ones who are supposed to purify. Founders of religions are instruments to establish a religion. They don't grant anyone salvation. Neither can anyone receive salvation by remembering them, nor can anyone's sins be absolved. All of that is devotion. The Father explains, Maya is very powerful. There is a war with her. He's not mixing words. Do not think any different. It is a war. You may not have discovered yet that it's a war, but you will. And you have to treat it like a war. So in a war, you have to be ready to kill, destroy, violence. But of course, he's not talking physically. He's talking towards your sanskars. So this is why he uses these metaphors. You are the Shiv Shakti Pandav army. All of you are Pandavas, guides. You show everyone the path to the land of peace and the land of happiness. You are guides. You tell everyone to remember the Father so that their sins can be absolved. If someone then performs sinful actions, he also accumulates 100-fold punishment. As far as possible, don't perform any sinful actions. The physical senses deceive you a lot. The Father understands this from each one's activities. Children experience storms of Maya. It is only when there is the awareness of man and woman that there are storms. So there has to be such control over your eyes. I am the child of Shiv Baba. Some children even make a promise to the Father and have a Rakhi tied, which is the symbol of the promise of purity. But in spite of that, Maya still deceives them a lot and they can't free themselves. Only when you control your physical senses can you reach your karmatit stage. It is easy to say that you will become Lakshmi or Narayan, but there also has to be understanding. The Father says, put the directions into practice. Continue to say, Baba, Baba. We will claim our full inheritance from Baba. We'll never ever find such a teacher anywhere else. If even the deities do not know these things, how could those of other religions who come later know anything? Baba says, even if one says something, just consider it to be, even if this one, Brahma, says something, just consider it to be
Shiv Baba.
Shiv Baba who is speaking. Don't think that it is this Dada who is saying it. This one is my chariot. This one's body is my chariot. What can he do? I am giving you children the kingdom. Brahma can't do that. He doesn't have a kingdom to give. This chariot is not doing that. He himself is a complete beggar, poor Shudra at the end of his many births. He is also claiming his inheritance from Baba. So he's saying, don't change your attachment and lustful vision from your worldly family or relationships to Brahma. He's also a beggar. I'm the one giving you your inheritance, and I'm the one telling you to be pure. This chariot is not doing that, giving the kingdom. He is a complete beggar. He is also claiming his inheritance from Baba. Just as you are making efforts, so this one is doing the same. He is also leading a student life. A student life in old days, India, a student life was a celibate life, right? Brahma, Bachelor of Science. That's why they call it bachelor. You're not supposed to be married. And in old days, you're not supposed to be married. Then you're not supposed to have sex before being married. Which is same from biblical teachings, right? You really only were supposed to have sex to reproduce children. No other reason. Everybody knows that, but everybody wants to forget it because they invented the pill. He's also leading a student life. I have taken this chariot on loan. He is now impure. You are now studying in order to become worthy of worship deities, to become deities from human beings. If this is not someone's fortune, he would say that he has doubts about how Shiv Baba comes and teaches that he doesn't understand any of this at all. Your sins cannot be absolved without having remembrance of the Father. There will then have to be punishment. A kingdom is being established. A king has so many maids. Baba has had a lot of connection with kings. Maids are given as part of the dowry for the princess. Since there are so many, you know what dowry is? Okay. Since there are so many maids here, just think how many there would be in the golden age. This is also a kingdom that is being established. Baba knows what each one is doing. Baba can tell any of you from your chart what you would become if you were to die right now. You will also reach your karmatit stage at the end, number-wise. This is an income. Yeah, so if the drama were to end today, okay, would you want to have the thoughts, feelings, do the actions that you performed today? Yeah, if you had 18 more hours left to live. This is an income. People are so busy earning an income that they are on the telephone even during their meals. This is before the invention of cell phones. Such people cannot take this knowledge. Only poor and ordinary ones come here. The wealthy say that they don't have time. Oh ho! All you have to do is remember the Father so your sins are absolved. It doesn't take so much time. Baba repeatedly explains to you, sweetest children, Give everyone this message so that none can say that they didn't know that Shiv Baba had come. Throughout the day, just continue to say, Baba, Baba. Some daughters remember Baba a great deal. Some children have tears of love just mentioning Shiv Baba's name. They are so eager to come and meet him. They haven't even seen Baba, and yet they're so desperate to meet him. Whereas those who have seen him before, they don't even believe in him. They shed tears of love while sitting far away. It is a wonder. Many have visions of Brahma. As you progress further, many will have visions. When a person is dying, many others go to him and tell him to remember God. So if it's possible for Shiv Baba to give visions en masse, then really it's just his generosity that he lets you do service. Okay? He could just give everyone visions, and that would be the end of the service. So that's why it's your fortune. You shouldn't complain and whine about how tired you are over service. You too should remember Shiv Baba, the Father says, children. Continue to make up time in your efforts. Whenever you have an opportunity, make up time. The income is huge. Some are such that no matter how much you explain to them, it just doesn't sit in their intellects. Father says, don't become like that. Benefit yourselves. Follow the Father's Srimad. The Father is making you the most elevated human beings of all. This is your aim and objective. Baba continues to show you so many ways to do service. You have to give everyone the message so they understand that you are telling them the truth. It's only through this war that there will be peace and happiness in Bharat in particular and the world in general. You have to print such leaflets in all languages. Bharat is huge. Everyone has to know about it so that no one can say that he was not aware. You would say, oh, but we dropped leaflets from airplanes everywhere in your area, printed it on in newspapers, and you still didn't wake up. This has also been shown. Acha, to your sweetest beloved, long lost and now found children, love, remembrance, and good morning from the mother and father, Bhaktara. The spiritual father says namaste to you spiritual children. And
Spiritual children say namaste to the spiritual father.
essence for dharana, number 1. Check all the bad habits you have in yourself and make effort to remove them. Keep your chart with
Honesty.
honesty. Check all the bad habits you have in yourself and make effort to remove them. Keep your chart with honesty. Follow the Father's directions. And you follow so many human beings' directions, why don't you just follow Baba's directions? Number 2, don't do anything through which you would dishonor the Father's name. Be concerned for your own progress. Don't have the slightest bad vision. Blessing. May you follow every order, whether physical or subtle, and become completely obedient to the Father. May you follow every order, whether physical or subtle, and become completely obedient to the Father. The children who are obedient in following subtle orders develop the power. The children who are obedient in following subtle orders develop the power/ability to follow the physical orders. The subtle and main order is constantly stay in remembrance and become pure in your thoughts, words, and deeds. That there not be any impurity or uncleanliness in your thoughts. If your old impure sanskars touch your thoughts, you then cannot be called perfect Vaishnavas. Vaishnavas, a caste of Hindu who are the purest caste. You cannot be called perfect Vaishnavas or completely pure. So do not have a single thought without following the orders to be pure thoughts. You would then be called one who is completely
Pure.
obedient. Slogan, to know the Father and to say, Baba from your heart is the biggest specialty. To know the Father and to say, Baba from your heart is the biggest specialty. Om Shanti. Avyat signal. In order to make your stage constant, become a karma yogi. Stay in yoga whilst performing actions. Otherwise, how will you have consistent yoga? No matter what type of person comes in front of a karma yogi, he will constantly remain
Loving and
uninfluenced.
loving and detached. Through this knowledge, he is aware that that is the part that that one is playing. He just sees them as an actor playing a part. They don't get caught up in their drama, have a desire to interact with them. He will consider those who are good to be good and remain a detached observer. And as a detached observer, he will observe with a vision of mercy for someone who is bad. So someone who is good, he sees them as the detached observer, not to get attracted. Someone who is bad, he sees them with mercy as a detached observer and doesn't get attracted. Both being merciful, he will have benevolent and good wishes to help transform that one. This is the way to make your stage
Constant.
constant,
Stable.
constant, stable, constant, yes, both. Okay, Om Shanti. That's a very powerful learning on purity.